Hi there, this is an introduction to dsocial. Dsocial is a decentralized social network, first of all focusing on video. So I think the first thing to do is just frame the problem that we're trying to solve here. So if you're watching this, you're probably more than aware of the monopolies that social networks currently have, which isn't inherently bad, but currently we're seeing some of the issues. Most importantly, the reason I created dsocial was for freedom of speech. I think that over time, what we are probably going to see, and we're already seeing it, is the power is only going to increase in these platforms due to the network effects. And because they have started to edit and censor content, they now can't stop. It's a slippery slope. So I think there needs to be a platform that provides complete freedom of speech. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that any content can be uploaded? Does that mean any content can be shown? No. There will be content moderation, there will be filtering, but it won't be a case of if if someone doesn't agree with something that it can be removed. It's purely based on what's in the law, which is what is illegal content. I don't need to say what those things are. I think we all know what they are. This is the reason that I created dsocial. The other thing, which is a secondary problem, is the lack of innovation and, I guess, providing a free market for creativity. And what does that mean? That means that creators should be able to monetize from day one in an unlimited number of ways. At the moment, if they use things like YouTube, which is what dsocial is first focusing on, their methods of monetization are advertising and sponsorships, but they can't get the sponsorships until they've got enough subscribers. But they can't get the ad revenue until they've got, I think you have to have 1,000 or 4,000 subscribers to turn on the ads. This is no good. Like we need a platform where you can start monetizing from day one. Now, in the world of blockchains and where we are now, users could from day one sell all of their videos as NFTs. They could sell based on viewing time. They could launch a bunch of NFTs underneath a video. They could launch physical products, whether that's merchandise, all these different things, and cut out all the middlemen and provide if we provided a platform to do that, I think the array of things that creators could do is huge, and I think I'll talk about that more later, but I think that's really beneficial to the entire community, and to us, the consumers, the people who are viewing the content. I think we'll get more content because there'll be more competition. So this is the problem. This is why I created dsocial, and the reason I believe we have the solution to this problem is partly because of where we are today with blockchains, but specifically the blockchains that are available. So the solution is a decentralized video network built fully on-chain. What does fully on-chain mean? That means that the data, the metadata, which is titles, descriptions, comments, subscribers, likes, etc., is stored on-chain. The videos and the thumbnails are fully on-chain, and also the app that you use, the website you go to, is on-chain. Now, I'll explain a little bit more about why I used these blockchains. So the Internet Computer blockchain is currently used for, I guess you could call it the back end. That's all of the state, all of the data. You can kind of think of it as the database. That also hosts the website as well. The reason I picked the Internet Computer blockchain was not something I picked ahead of time. I actually started on this project about 6 months ago with Ethereum and found that it was too expensive. Then I tried to switch to Solana, and I found it was too complicated to do very, very basic things that most developers do on a daily basis. And the developer ecosystem was not very good. And then I found the Internet Computer blockchain, and that came with a range of benefits. One of them being reverse gas fees, which basically means that the users using your platform don't need a wallet and don't have to pay anything. We, the platform, pay for the costs. Um, that's a huge thing for engagement. No one wants to click like on a video and have to pay $20. That's a bit ridiculous. So that's the one of the main benefits with the internet computer blockchain. The other thing is the speed. It's really, really fast. It's faster than all the other blockchains out there. The write speed, which is like making updates to your database, if you will, is less than 2 seconds. On some of the blockchains, it's 15 minutes. um, the user experience needs to be better than the current products that are used out there. YouTube, for example. If we provide a poor experience and just say, yeah, but it's on chain, no one's going to use it. So it has to be better. So benefit with the internet computer blockchain is it's really fast, and there's basically no barrier to entry, no complexity for the end user. The other thing is the videos and the images need to be on chain. Why does this matter? Well, if you built a platform like this and you say you're pro freedom of speech, but you host all the data on AWS and a bunch of the other cloud providers, they can just decide to turn your account off or delete you. And that's it. You're out of business. And we've seen that with a bunch of the other free speech platforms, I guess, who have tried to solve this problem. They haven't been built on chain. So the videos and the images need to be on chain as well. And we are using the Arweave blockchain to do that. The Arweave blockchain is built for storage. It's built for file storage. It is its sole purpose. It's the permaweb. It means that we can store a file and it will live forever on the blockchain. If you tried to do this on other blockchains, for example, putting that onto Ethereum or even onto Solana, it would be too expensive, to put it kindly. We could put the files onto the internet computer blockchain, but it's cumbersome and complicated. I would argue that you should be using something that's built for purpose, and the internet computer blockchain is really fast and is great for everything we're using it for. I think the other benefit of us using two separate blockchains here, and they're obviously designed specifically for the purpose we're using them for, is we then have some redundancy as well. So if there is any issues between the blockchains, it provides a better uptime for the users. So that's the solution to the problem. The other thing I forgot to mention here is the web app itself. The web app, when you go to the website dsocial.app, you are literally pulling the website off the blockchain and seeing it in your browser. So that can't be censored either. If you use any of the most of the Web3 projects you use today, which are built on Ethereum or some of the other platforms, their back end, if you will, their database is built on a decentralized network, which is great. But their web app is running on AWS. So if AWS goes down or AWS decide to censor you or something like that, you're offline, you're screwed. So we are fully on chain, every part of us. The other thing is we are going to be focusing on YouTube first. I'm not sure if I mentioned that before. So, okay, moving on. Where will dsocial succeed where others have failed? So the first thing I mentioned earlier, it's free. Reverse gas fees. There's no cost to the viewer or the creator. I did try to provide a platform where there was a cost to the user, or at least a cost to the creator to upload videos. No one uploaded any videos. So no one, I would say that as a society, we are conditioned for these platforms to be free. And there is a way to keep it that way, but still monetize in a way that makes sense for the users. So it's completely free, no barrier to entry. The other thing is we plan on being financially free. We already are, actually. We're already profitable from month one. So why does that matter? That matters because then we don't need to rely on external funding. We don't need to raise capital. We don't need to launch a token to pay for our costs for a year and then run out of cash. We work in this at the moment it's fluid. It's changing all the time, but at the moment we're kind of working in this, part profitable company and long term a completely decentralized token. So that's kind of changing all the time. But initially, we're just focused on being profitable, so that we have unlimited runway to do what we like. Zero barrier to entry. We don't want users to have to install wallets or have any technical complexity. So you'll notice, I'll do a product demo a little later. There is no wallets. There is nothing. You don't need to install anything. You can upload videos. There is just no barrier to entry of any kind. And then the most important part, which is allowing creators to monetize in a wide array of ways. Why does that matter? Well, that will attract more creators if we can do that. If they can monetize from day one and they can monetize in any way that they like, frankly. At the moment, if you're on YouTube, you're kind of beholden to YouTube's ad revenue system initially. Why does that matter? That's a flywheel. So that will attract more creators, which will attract, obviously, competition, which will then create better content, which will then attract more viewers, which will then repeat the flywheel. So it benefits all of us, not only the creators, but it benefits the viewers because we get better content over time. This is what YouTube has figured out because they are at scale and they are providing a decent amount of monetization once you get to a certain scale. I think if you lower that barrier to zero and you allow anyone to monetize in a wide array of ways, then that's going to accelerate. So there's actually a limit on what YouTube are currently doing, in my opinion. Okay, quick product demo. Okay, this is the homepage of dsocial. You'll notice it is very much like YouTube. I wonder why. So, this is like the recommendation screen, the homepage. Let's play a recent video. As you'll notice, the experience is very much like, using YouTube. It's, the video player is here and we've got comments below. We can comment here. We've got likes. We've got the recommended videos on the right. There is new designs. I'll be talking about this later in the presentation coming, but we want a familiar experience so that, there would be better adoption. So far, we've had very good feedback. So high level, that's the viewing experience. If you want to upload a new video, it's really, really simple. So drop in a thumbnail, yes, and let's drop in a video, test video, click upload. Now what's happening is the thumbnail is being uploaded to the Arweave blockchain, again, decentralized, censorship resistant. Now the video is being uploaded there as well. This is all playing in real time, so you're seeing literally the speed of the platform as I'm talking. So, admittedly, it's a 20-second video. If you notice, there is no MetaMask, there is no wallets required to be installed, there is no cost to me of the user. It's just like a normal video upload that you would have on YouTube or any other platform, but this is all decentralized and all on chain. What you're seeing now is the video is being transcoded. Why does that matter? The video is being converted into a streamable format that can then be played in the browser. So you've just seen from start to finish the whole process. And you're uploading a video. This part took the longest to figure out. This took a couple of months of trial and error. There is a lot of technical reasons why. I won't go into them now, but no one has achieved what you've seen just now. There is other networks out there saying they are decentralized, they are competitors to YouTube, for example, but none of them provide this self-serve experience. What they are typically doing is transcoding locally and uploading to these decentralized networks. What you have just seen is an upload completely from the browser onto the blockchains with transcoding all at the same time. This has never been achieved before. No one's done this. So we are the first. that took a few months to figure out. So that's the core product. It's very simple. It's everything you might expect from a YouTube competitor. You can see, look, here's my new video that I've just uploaded. So let's go back to the presentation. Okay, moving on swiftly. So you can end here if you like. I'm going to be going into a few more details, which is traction, financials, long-term roadmap. So stay if you want to hear about that, but you can stop here if you like. So traction today. We launched on the 1st of November. It's recording, date of recording. This is the 21st of December. Videos uploaded so far is around 500 videos, I think just over. So far we've had around 6,900 people use the platform, watch videos, upload, etc. So far around 2,000 users have registered. They are typically people trying the upload process. You don't need to register to view a video, obviously. If you want to like or comment, you do. And this is the coolest thing, and unlike most Web3 projects, we are profitable already. So in December, we launched our verified badges, which is an idea I got from Jason from the All In podcast, where he said that Twitter could provide verified badges for $100 a year. So that's what we do, but it's not $100 a year, it's just $100 once. Users can pay for that with the Internet Computer blockchain or with Bitcoin using Coinbase Commerce, or they can also pay with just normal Stripe. Why does this matter? Why does profitability matter? This is a Web3 project. Like, it seems opposite to a Web3 project. The reason this matters is that this will pay for all of the bandwidth costs. The CDNs that sit in front of the decentralized Arweave network. This will pay for the Arweave storage costs, which every time we upload any data, it costs money, and it will pay for the cycle costs of the Internet Computer blockchain. Based on our current growth, this will pay for the next 4 to 5 months. But based on this bell curve you see on the right, maybe it will last for a year, actually. So we're pretty transparent. We build in public on Twitter, so if you follow us on Twitter, dsocial.app on Twitter, you can follow along as I'm coding and making changes, and I'm very transparent about everything. So if you'll notice this graph on the right, it's not very good. So in startups, what matters is, obviously, if you're building a product, is engagement, and specifically for us, viewing time on the platform. Now, we're currently not tracking viewing time, and it's something to build that, but what we are tracking is daily active users, weekly active users, retention, all that kind of normal stuff. And what you'll see here is a bell curve. Now, we got a spike in traffic at the beginning of December because many people wanted to get a verified account. So that's kind of skewing our numbers on the graph, but this is not good, because this means that we have a leaky bucket. That means that people are coming on the platform and they're not staying on the platform. You ideally want, obviously, all numbers going up to the right on a graph, but that's not always how it works. But over the long term, that's what you want. So the things that we are tracking is the daily active users, weekly active users. I will be tracking viewing time soon. I'm building that as we speak. And then GMV, which is basically means the monetization. That is not on yet. That is not turned on. Tips is going to be the first thing we launch for this, where people can tip any creator just with any kind of payment method, micropayments. That'll be the first thing, obviously, because it's a bit like it's a bit like how Stripe focuses on the GDP of the internet. If they increase that, they benefit, obviously, but everyone benefits. So we want to focus on GMV, which is just how much volume is going through the system, how much are people monetizing. Okay, funding. So far, bootstrapped, self-funded. We have not taken any grants from anyone. We may do that in the future. The only problem I have seen with the grants is that they have quite strict requirements and people checking up on what you're doing and what progress you're making. And we want to operate in quite a free way. So we haven't taken any funding. We don't need to. And as you've already noticed, we're already profitable. So At the moment, I say we, it's I. There's one developer on this whole project, and I work on this in my free time. So at the moment, we don't need any funding, we're not going to be advertising ever. The final piece is that once it's possible to tokenize our project on the internet computer, this is kind of the same thing you get on Ethereum with all the tokens you may have seen for products. We will likely launch our own token. Now, I don't know if it's possible, but ideally what we would like to do is we would like any of the users, yourself watching this right now, to be able to participate in that and then own the network. That's ideally what we'd like to do, but the security laws are very complicated around the world, so I still need to figure out how we're going to do this. But that's the kind of the long-term vision. Right, roadmap. So what you're seeing here on the right is a bunch of new designs. So I'm currently implementing this. This is not just making the product look better. This is implementing like core features that it still doesn't have. So things like something as simple as the duration of each video. On each thumbnail, you can see the amount of minutes and seconds, how long the video is. At the moment, we don't have that. Why don't we have that? It's because we don't record it. Why don't we record it? Because I built this platform very quickly and I'm iterating fast and I forgot. So I still need to add that. There's a bunch of other features I need to add. Better recommendation algorithm, etc., etc. After the designs are done and the core functionality is there, the next thing is the recommendation algorithm. Why does this matter? Well, the reason you use YouTube and things like that so much is because of that home feed. It gives you the content that you want to see. Now, there's a lot of criticism about these algorithms on the social networks, but I personally find the net value they provide to me in my life is quite high. And I think maybe because of the content that I look for on YouTube, it then recommends me more of it. And that content is, in general, 99% of the time, very educational, very valuable, very useful. That's why I think it's important that we need to build a good recommendation algorithm, because people are not going to continue to use our platform if we show them boring videos or not interesting videos. There's a couple key things that are required in order to do that. We need to record the impressions, we need to record the clicks, and we need to record click-through rate and viewing times. All of that I currently don't have in the smart contracts, and I'm not recording on the front end, and it's what I'm currently trying to build. So as soon as I can track that, I can then build a recommendation algorithm. One of the questions I currently have, and I'm looking for support from the Internet Computer team, is how to build a recommendation algorithm on the blockchain. I think, again, a bit like what we did with the video transcoding, no one's ever done it before. So we're probably going to be the first people to build a recommendation algorithm on chain. I don't think that's what we're going to do. I think initially I'm probably going to build it in Python. I'm probably going to build it in a centralized way and then replicate it to the blockchain or something like that, like a bridge. I don't know. So far, no one's done it. So we'd be breaking new ground, and we just need to get the product out there. So I don't know yet. I think that is the end of the presentation. So thank you for watching. Sorry it was a bit long. So if you want to try out dsocial, go to dsocial.app. Please follow us on Twitter, dsocial.app on Twitter, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks for watching.